Welcome and yeah, okay, for Halloween this is obviously going to be a scary topic, not because of the ghosts, but because of everything else. Ghostbusters Enter the Call!
Or Ghostbusters 2016, if you remember back when it first came out.
6 that fucks everything up?
I'll give some backstory about that title when we start this commentary, but for now, folks, okay, let's get a few disclaimers out of the way. We will try to talk as little as we can about the controversies, the obvious controversies, and talk about just how the film itself kind of fails. Yeah, I'm not giving stuff away. I really don't like this movie.
Nobody does.
Well, critics did.
Well, let's see how it does.
I am almost entirely unbiased because I've never seen this.
You're a girl, Shiroi. You're the target audience.
My theory is that they were afraid of being called sexist.
But yeah, as like Jover said, we're not going to go into too much the controversy about the sexism and the comments because really both sides were really kind of acting stupid.
That said, there is one scene where it will become absolutely relevant. I'm not going to spoil which one it is, but you'll see.
Anyway, start before the Sony logo.
All right, then. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, click.
You know, speaking of Sony, actually, you know one thing I've noticed recently?
That they release terrible live-action movies.
Actually,
not just live-action, animated as well.
Actually, Joe, I'm going to say something a little to the contrary. Sony's better films recently have been from TriStar, not Columbia. And TriStar's their studio. TriStar recently released Baby Driver, and that was good.
Yeah, true. Why is it that TriStar doesn't get as much recognition? They deserve it.
TriStar's always been the B division. I think they were made even before Sony bought because remember, they used to be owned by Coca-Cola.
Alright, so a bit of backstory. This movie's called Ghostbusters Enter the Call. But, oh god, no, not Village Roadshow again!
We run into them a lot in this, don't we?
Ever since that freaking YouTube strike.
Ghost Core.
Ha ha ha, very
So
funny.
we dedicated an entire studio for this.
So, Shiroi, believe it or not, this movie was originally called Ghostbusters.
And it's like Sonic 06. So.
Yep, this was originally supposed to be a reboot. Wait, oh my god, is that, what's his name from The Office?
I don't really know. I haven't really seen either version of The Office, to be fair.
Charming.
So they're on a ghost tour.
Oh wait, is this based off of a Titanic or something? Something with a lifeboat?
Nah, it's a haunted house tour, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Who here has actually seen this movie before?
I haven't.
Yeah, I did.
Me as well.
I just didn't bother. There were plenty of other films to watch.
I did pirate it though, so I wouldn't support this.
Yar yar dee.
I just took the approach I'm taking with Teen Titans Go and just not bothered.
Hey Teo, yo ho ho, a pirate's life for me. So
I was going to watch it a little bit ago because it's actually on Now TV, which we have in my house, but I thought I should at least, have a blind reaction for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'd love it if the whole movie were actually set here. Yeah, with this tour guy, and it turns out he's he's secretly luring all these people into a trap, and he's the evil guy.
Hey, that actually would be interesting.
See, why don't Sony hire me? I'd save their film division.
And
I think
Dwebs, a retarded dog would be able to do better. So at this point, it's just a matter of...
Pedro. The bar is even lower. Anyone who had the gumption to tell them that the Emoji Movie and the movie Bury based off of the birth of Jesus Christ, that's a comedy, is a bad idea, would do a better job.
When is that movie coming out?
December, of course.
No, I mean this year or next year, like... What?
This year.
Okay.
Unless you're Trey Parker and Matt Stone, you should never do something like that.
Oh.
Candle!
The Candle's the main villain.
I'm sorry to say it, but the balloons in the original It TV miniseries were more scarier.
Oh no, Dwibs, it's the leftover effects from Amazing Spider-Man 2!
But
Don't,
Jova,
don't.
Honestly, Jova, I'm gonna have to say it.
Jova,
Sorry.
that movie, Jova, that movie's at least fun.
Not just
Oh,
that.
it is. I'm just saying it's the leftovers from it.
Yeah.
Not just that, Joe, but one thing I'll give that movie at the very least. The CGI in this movie is way worse, if you ask me. The CGI in this movie is terrible.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Well, it helps that Mark Webb had a
That face.
round of experience for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's kind of dozed off.
Okay, now it looks like he's
Okay,
angry.
okay. For those who may have not seen the original Ghostbusters classic, this is a kind of Paul Feig's way of trying to, reuse the same formula, resell the same formula that movie did. So we start with a ghost encounter for the sake of establishing exactly how this world works in terms of its paranormal stuff. It's unfortunately it's done in such a cartoonish way, as you're seeing.
See, yeah, here's a bit of the thing, is like, part of the original charm of Ghostbusters was how cynical a world it was.
Yeah.
In a way. And, cast members like Bill Murray really helped sell that world. Like, it was pretty much the idea of, it's a mundane society with ghosts in it. What really helps is the fact that not many people had too much reaction to it. Like, seriously, they literally treat the Ghostbusters like a legitimate...
Those stairs have horrible construction.
But
Oh,
You're
and by
not
the way-
worthy of
Now
this theme.
not just that.
Oh,
Hey Jova.
Yeah.
You didn't say the magic word.
please.
Exactly.
Also, dude, that was entirely your fault for running into the basement. You do not know how this works.
Yeah, okay,
You know-
and here's another big problem I have with this movie. The actresses in this, aside from the African American one, I haven't seen her in anything aside from this, so I wouldn't know. But this movie brought they dragged Christina Wig into this. For those who don't know, Christina Wig is the modern voice of Lola Bunny, and basically she made Lola Bunny actually a proper Looney Tune rather than the shitty whatever the hell that was the original incarnation. She's a really funny actress, and Melissa McCarthy is also in this. So once again, Paul Feig decides to waste funny actors in his movies. Brilliant.
Snobbish.
Journals are so outdated.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up a bit of a downgrade compared to the original. It feels weirdly reversed. Whereas, people were mundane about there being ghosts, but the really stuck-up people were incredibly stuck up, like to the point where they were cartoonish. That actually worked because, it showed that the real loons weren't the people chasing ghosts. The ultimate irony. Here, it's the people who are, of course, reacting the way we react to ghosts. The stuck-up people are trying to be not so stuck-up about it. I mean, yeah, it's obviously the stereotype, but it's like they're trying to make it seem calm. Which isn't inherently a bad thing, but, well, it kind of doesn't mesh with the overall tone of this. I'll explain more later.
That face will.
I forget who this woman is played by.
That's Kristen Wiig.
Oh, wait. I thought Christina Wig was the blonde one.
Kristen Wiig. No, that's another one.
Okay, to the films, TV tropes page, and Wikipedia too.
Also, to be legit, I actually bothered to check. All the equations wrote on the board are actually correct.
For the record, Warner Brothers, if you bring back Lola Bunny, can you get Kristen back as well, please? Okay, thanks.
So at the very least,
I know this. By the way, I know this actor. He's been in a lot of shitty TV movies, including one of the Bermuda Triangle.
Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, just like in the original movie, Kristen is having trouble getting her stuff financed by the university.
See, here's the thing. Aaron, who Christina Wig apparently...
It's Kristen. It's not Christina. It's Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen. Aaron here is a psychist. I mean, never mind. A physicist. Wait,
Isn't it physicist? Physicist?
Yeah. Physicist. It's tough word to pronounce. Anyway, though,
I can
yeah,
pronounce.
she originally was interested in chasing ghosts, but then she abandoned it to become a physicist at a college.
God damn it, Jova and Webbs, learn to speak your fucking native language.
Soz.
All the shitty movies and LPs are killing each of our brain cells one at a time.
Yeah, can we please do a
Oh.
good game at some point?
Well, I had Edward Scissorhands, but everybody else decided to pick shitty movies, so...
I didn't.
The random
Yeah.
choice
Didn't
gods
track me
picked
into
that
this.
first. I had nothing to do with that.
Ghosts from our pasts.
Oh no.
Oh no, the internet is acting like typical internet. Also, you wasted this actor. I forgot his name, but he's an important one.
Teo, this movie's MO, waste funny actors.
So
And
basically,
I'm actually gonna check his name in the meantime. Go ahead, Jova.
it turns out that a friend of Erin's named Abby published her book without her knowing, her book about ghosts, and now that's threatening her tenure. And yes, before anyone asks, actually, no. No. Yes. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen with her?
Jova, are you okay?
You sound like you're on auto-tune.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jova, your signal is a bit weak right now. Like, you might want to do something about that.
Uh-huh.
It's not fine now,
I'll,
though. So it's...
I'll fill in for a bit. The film was directed and co-written by Paul Feig, who has done not big budget comedy films, but he's done comedy films before. He did Spy, and he did The Hates and Bridesmaids. And
Which is a good movie.
Yeah,
which was, sorry?
Bridesmaids. Which also had Melissa Van Carvey and Kristen Wiig.
And he is, and it's not like he hasn't, and it's not like this film killed his career. He's got another film coming up next year at least. So it's not like this film stopped his career in its tracks or anything. And it was also co-written by someone named Katie Dippold. I don't really know who she is.
Anyway, go ahead, we was finish.
She co-wrote The Heat, and that's about it.
Melissa.
So I guess they're having Melissa play the Harold Ramis of the gang.
Yeah.
Also, the actor I was talking about is called Charles Dance. He did some important roles like in The Imitation Game or Scoop. You work with Woody Allen, for fuck's sake. Why did you do this movie? But mostly, he's Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones. Jesus.
I'm almost surprised they didn't get Peter Dinklage for this.
Well, he was in Pixel, so I guess he fought one shitty movies at a time.
Also, Ivan Reitman, who directed the previous two movies, produced this one.
Also, did you guys notice that the pizza guy, remind you, the pizza guy was a jerk to them?
Also, I think they ordered Chinese.
The delivery guy was a jerk.
Yeah.
What the hell is she wearing?
It's a helmet.
Well, don't you see this? Every scientist is always wearing something goofy on their head, don't you know?
I think in the original film they were wearing too.
Can the emoji train wreck and just die in a hole in general?
Well, Tio, the following year, Sony made
Remember, this is probably propaganda for the Emoji
Sony.
Movie.
And people still went to see it.
because we thought it might be good. But let's talk about that.
Some people went to see it just for the badness factor. And I'm like,
Also charming.
why? What is that? What is that anyway? Is that
Fingers, I think.
It's Paul Feig's urine. I don't know. Like it's.
Paul Feig?
Okay. Let's, I guess, see what they do.
Hello there.
No. Okay. Kate McKinnon, another great actress. She can be really funny. She's not in this one. She's supposed to be Dr. Venkman. Well, the Dr. Venkman of this film.
I'll be honest, Jova. In the first movie, I don't remember their characters' names. I just remember their actors' names.
I know it. Venkman was pretty much he was the one played by Bill Murray. He was sort of the lead, but not really.
But he was also very, not skeptical, but he was very, whatever type of guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
part of what made Ghostbusters work the way it did was Bill Murray's character, Dr. Ming. He was a slacking scientist who, let's be quite honest, would have been thrown out of any university
We can't really...
without the ghosts, but he got lucky. What really sells his performance is how he is so the straight man. I mean, I know, being the straight man is the thing, but trust me, he was the absolute straight man. To the point where you had to wonder if he was the insane one. TV Tropes kind of refers it as to the cuckoo lander. Basically, he pretty much took everything at, I don't want to call it face value, but he pretty much just took things as they were. Like, seriously, the part where he gets slimed by Slimer, he's screaming, then when we find him, it slimed me, Ray.
You know what we forgot to mention at the start of this?
What?
That we were doing the extended version.
Oh, right, yeah. We're doing the vision.
So we're suffering for a longer, apparently.
We'll add that at the beginning of the video.
Oh, and we did a fart joke. Congratulations,
I don't
folks.
like toilet humor.
Congratulations, folks. We're not even 15 minutes in, and we have our fart joke.
Again, unless you're unless you're level 5 or Trey Parker and Matt Stone, you should never do this.
Hell,
Yes.
Master of Disguise managed to do this joke well twice.
And here's another problem. Okay, this movie tries to be PG. Now, PG during now and PG back then when the original Ghostbusters managed to be PG were quite different. For one thing, you could say the S word in a PG movie with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Let's just say they try to be raunchy with the humor here, but they don't have the gumption to go through it, except for with Kate McKinnon's character. But that's another thing entirely. Here, we're doing more kid-friendly stuff like farting and patty cake.
But no, adults don't really do that, though.
I don't even know what patty cake is.
See, the problem is, Shiro, this movie's shtick is having the characters just act goofy all the time and just do stupid stuff all the time.
Okay, sure. What are your thoughts on the movie so far? I mean, we've spent plenty of first impressions so far.
Pretty uneventful so far.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're spending quite a bit of time actually getting to see the ghost. Like, okay, in the original Ghostbusters, it was established that there was a ghost. We pretty much got the characters introduced, and then they pretty much go to the library where the ghost was spotted, and then we see the ghost. Here, well,
It looks like the same here.
Oh, I think they're finally doing it.
Was this actually filmed in New York?
I don't know.
I mean, if it were,
Probably.
I'm surprised there wasn't an angry mob on every street while they were trying to film. Actually, I'm checking right now. Boston, a bit in New York City. Yeah, Boston/New York. And some reshoots in Los Angeles. Which apparently, the reshoots were apparently shot like a couple of months before the film came out, and that was the bit that added in the internet controversy scenes. So yeah, in an attempt to
jokes.
So,
to be topical,
We need
had
meat! Give me something meaty!
They do reshoots 2 months before the film releases to throw in the meta humor.
Brilliant.
Like, I know films get reshots all the time, but I've never heard of one that's done 2 months before release.
ha ha ha.
Hello,
Oh.
YouTube. Welcome to our Ghost.
Well,
Hunting
honestly, Joe,
vlog.
I'm going to be honest, Joe. I mean, yeah, the men are being kind of short-sticked here, but
Oh, trust me, Dwebs, it will get worse.
The females here are really that much better.
Well, that's the problem, Dibs. We're supposed to like the females.
Well, so nothing's really happened to make me like anyone so far, so...
Yeah, that's
Well,
another...
okay, let's see how we actually handle ghosts first time.
Honestly, you know who my favourite character is so far?
Who?
That that guy who was giving the tour earlier.
Also, again, what they're trying to do here, they try to make a new version of a PK meter, but in order to make it memorable to be like another toy for kids or something. But
also,
I don't know, that thing looks a bit unappealing.
Ooh.
He opens the door.
It's like PT.
That's a SpongeBob thing, The door opens and then the.
I'm sorry, Lisa. There's a monster inside
there's
me.
No one there.
Well, we are Paul Feig characters.
Also, Pringles.
Yeah, I know we're Paul Feig characters, but aren't we supposed to be funny Paul Feig characters?
Not just that.
It depends. Some people think the guy wasn't that funny in the first place.
Also, there's your Sony product placement.
Aside from, like...
Really? That girl
Hold on,
is
Shiroi. Hold on. Let Shiroi speak. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
It's okay. Aside from the Pringles being the best thing about this so far, can we not have your mum jokes, please?
Yeah. Also, I'm amazed that the blondie is holding all the product placement at once.
That's because... Oh, go on.
Okay, from what I got in leading up to the film's release, your enjoyment of this film would really seem to depend on a lot of factors. Whether you're okay with a reboot, whether you're a fan of Paul Feig to begin with, or if
oh, there it is.
or if you could stand to see more than 3 women on screen at once or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Again, we have Steven Universe for that.
Okay. This scene was incredibly fun in the original. Let's see how they handle this.
Also, yes, only 4K.
I don't know, sweetie. That CGI looks PS2-ish.
Although, I'll be honest there, guys, I actually have wanted a good camera or something, so if nothing else, Sony's giving me something to put on my Christmas list.
Not just that, but okay. Yeah, and here's the big problem here. Look at the CGI. This looks like... These ghosts look like they came out of a fucking cartoon.
This looks fine. I thought the...
Also, your way to approach with the ghost is not working. I have better diplomacy with demons in Shin Megami Tensei.
And slime.
Also, vomit joke.
Is this... Joey, you sure Nickelodeon didn't do this movie?
It's a gag.
It's not just that. Like the animation of the transformation of her face was so... Ugh.
Also...
Cheap jump scare, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, when this was in the original movie, it was actually funny. And that's a problem here. This movie kind of tries to be a bit more scary in a way. Which, don't get me wrong.
It was so focused to be like the first movie, then it forgot to be an identity.
I'm actually surprised Paul didn't have them go in that in the scene.
See, okay.
Well, they're fussing around.
Get it? Because they're women, and this is how women
Ghosts
react.
are real. Now, lady, do I need to remind you that I shit gold?
Also, I'm guessing the ghost didn't actually show up on the camera or some shit.
Actually, no, Shiroi. Later on, they're explaining they actually believe they have forged the video.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you can edit stuff like that trying to edit stuff into footage from a Sony 4K mini camera.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Those ghosts are totally real, don't you know
and
that?
Now?
The only thing that's stupider than this is a bit in Collateral Beauty where we're supposed to believe that you can edit stuff out with professionally, like a movie editor, for stuff using footage from an iPhone camera.
It's a joke from the CSI era TV series. Zoom and enhance. Edit this particular thing, recognize the audio in a crowd or something. Come on.
Yes, she's been fired because...
She got fired because...
It's professionalism is most orthodox.
Speaking of which, this isn't limited to just this movie. It's used in quite a lot of things. But why is it when somebody in American... TV show or movie is fired, why do they have a fake plant that they're carrying around in the box? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Be careful, Kristen. The movie will blow up.
Yeah, just like I did at the box office. But
Also, the CGI is fine as long as it doesn't move or you don't zoom in on it.
yeah, basically, any hope that Sony had of turning this into a new franchise was scuppered because of the fact that the film cost $144 million and it only took $229 million worldwide, which isn't double its production cost, thus counting it as a flop. And they've pretty much not entirely scrapped it, but at best they're putting out an animated movie, but that's about it.
They also
really?
did a tie-in video game, which is horrible, by the way.
Fun. So, okay, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but yeah, okay, just like in the original, just she gets fired. That's a weird thing, actually. In the original, they were all professors and they all got fired, but here, it's just her.
I guess she's the one that submitted the footage to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, like, well, she's the one who's a college professor. Actually, I have no idea. What are these two's jobs?
Ghost jumpers. Yeah, that's what they should have called this film.
It's your typical, people who go around abandoned houses trying to search. Kind of like the one. In fact, I wish I was playing Resident Evil 7 right now.
Quick question: are these characters meant to be new characters, or are they meant to be loosely based off of the original characters?
Okay, allow me to explain. We were told that they were meant to be new characters. What actually happened was that we got stereotypes and half-flesh versions. Basically, Melissa McCarthy plays the not Egon, played by Errol Ramis. Kate McKinnon.
Also, hi.
Great.
Dan Aykroyd, sorry. At least you lost a bit of weight.
Dan,
Wait, that's Dan Aykroyd?
yes.
Don't.
Is this a better commentary on sci-fi changing their name? Because that was years before this.
Not just that, but that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're having the new cast make fun of the old cast, because that's totally going to fly. That's totally going to swing well with the fans, isn't it?
Oh, wait till you see what they do with Bill Murray. But
I wonder why they even agreed to be in it.
I think it had to do with some contract.
So I know this is an obvious joke, but you're kind of setting me up for it. If there's a hefty paycheck involved, I'll believe everything you say.
Well, I'll definitely believe that in the case of who's that guy who ended up being in that shitty Pure Flix film?
That's exactly the one. Ernie Hudson. He's the one who says the line. There's a handsome.
But he was also in Transformers Prime.
He is, yes. Thank goodness he's in good things.
Also, that last joke could have been funny, but they dragged it out for way too long.
Oh, congratulations, Shuri. You pretty much, and the joke is still going. Shuri, you just called one of the film's biggest flaws is that, a lot of the jokes they present could be funny. The problem is that they often drag them on too long to the point where they ruin the joke. Like, I kid you not, that's almost the problem with every single
Every single oh no.
Okay, enough talk about sexism. Let's talk racism. Leslie Jones not only plays the stereotypical down on her luck employee, she plays a stereotypical black woman.
Sassy black woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. She...
Like, seriously, anyone who saw the trailers...
She's sassy, Shuri.
And wasn't okay. I think all the cast had issues with trolls, but I guess she had it worst of all.
Yeah.
It's like I said before. But up to the release of this film, both sides had those idiots who weren't really setting a good example to everyone else.
Oh, look at that! Like in Ghostbusters 2,
the moral is that the movie should have focused more on ignoring those instead of trying to respond to them.
Now, okay, on the one hand, I will admit she's...
Also, a bomb,
regardless of how good or bad a movie or anything is going to be, there's no excuse for that kind of behavior.
And jump scare!
A bomb jump scare.
What is that meant to be?
It's meant to be a cartoon, Dwebs.
Oh, wait. Are they referencing... Of course, they're referencing the murderous brothers from Ghostbusters 2 with the electric chair.
Can I talk about how much I hate the ghosts designs? They're so fucking uninspired.
Yeah.
And
guess
there you go,
that's all.
Shirai. That's this character.
Well, I guess that's
Being
all.
loud and obnoxious like a Michael Bay black character.
Well, I guess that's
Enjoy.
all we'll see I guess that's all we'll see of that character. I mean, for a second I was afraid we were going to make her a main character.
Oh,
Oh.
Jova.
By the way, this guy's a thing.
A thing.
Yeah, the guy is a thing.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is our villain of the day.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding.
but Teal, he's just an outcast who doesn't understand and was
Fuck off.
bullied.
He looks familiar.
I'm gonna check the name of the actor.
No.
Whatever, freak show.
Rowan, is his name Rowan?
Yeah,
Neil Casey.
he was in some minor movies that I don't even know, like Mystery Team.
So he's an
Let me
occultist.
check what he did in television or something. Broad City.
And just like in the original, it's a fire department. Only now we have stereotypical montage shots in.
Also, why are you all screaming at nothing?
Because girls giggling,
Oh.
Shirai.
Stripper pole. Ha ha. It's funny when the girl makes the joke about it.
Yeah. Warm.
Well, the film was already expensive enough. What?
Also, bad Michael Jackson cover, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just point out the problem
How
with...
is she doing?
Okay. It's time I really bring up the problem. You can tell okay, like I said, she's supposed to be the Dr. Venkman, as in she's the oddball of the group. Here's the thing, though. The way Dr. Venkman was the oddball of the group was that he was the one who pretty much just took things the most mundane out of all the scientists, like even more so than Ernie Hudson's character. Like, it was because he acted pretty relatively normal to everything.
That
Here,
balanced
there.
everything, yeah.
Here, they reversed it. Now she's the oddball because look at all this zany weird stuff I'm doing.
So essentially, the original character was basically the straight man.
Exactly. And here they did the reverse. They made everyone else the straight man to
See
her.
something, say something.
I'll just mention one thing. Changing up some character dynamics to make it more unique compared to an original one isn't inherently a bad idea, but I guess they didn't do it well.
The problem is that the majority of the time they're trying to make them.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yes,
Chris,
that's Shirai.
For what are you doing here?
Have you ever wanted the Thor in a Sony movie? There you go.
Oh wait, hold on. You are gonna regret that, lady. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chris Hemsworth's great, but the guy here is a klutz. Actually, no, klutz is putting it nicely.
He's retarded.
Wait for it.
It's funny, Chris Hemsworth actually gets to use his Australian accent in the movie.
Wait, Chris Hemsworth's Australian?
Yeah.
Yep. So, what's he supposed to do?
Oh boy, Aaron's got a crush.
Oh, nice.
Riveting.
By the way,
Basically, he has to have a job interview of some sort, so... Yeah. One applicant.
Ha.
Yeah, married. Oh, the character. Actually,
That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I'll give him that one.
well, what'd they say?
I'm seeing all of you.
Yeah, there you go.
Live.
Yeah, sure. This guy's acting like the co-presenter of Pointless.
Okay. Oh! By the way, his glasses don't have lenses in them.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Basically, he wore glasses so he could see better, but the lenses kept getting fogged, so he put them out.
So he's wearing them as a fashion accessory now.
Hey, Shiroi, remember how he was literally funny a few seconds ago, but now he's not?
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is quite possibly the best and worst thing about this movie. Doug brought it up in his review, but yeah, this guy, he's obviously supposed to be an idiot, which, okay, yeah, I'm gonna bring up the original movie. Their receptionist, I forgot what her name was, but she was awesome and everything. Okay, she wasn't exactly the most skilled receptionist, but she was still pretty snarky here and there and had a few clever moments, so I have no idea why they're making the receptionist here an idiot. Well, I may have an idea, but I'm not going to bring that up.
Well, he doesn't seem like an outright.
Oh.
So.
Well,
Hey Jova, I don't know about you, but I think this movie's trying to sell me Sony stuff, but I'm not quite sure. Which again makes the lack of Sony product placement in Spider-Man: Homecoming ironic.
Or at least more tasteful.
Yeah, I think there was only I don't remember there was a bit of product placement during Baby Driver, but not all that much. I guess it's because it was cheaper.
Bibbs, I'm proud of you that your first thing to take away from the scene with a boobed ghost was that Sony was trying to sell us something that wasn't the boobed ghost. Good for you.
The Jova, it's called avoiding the elephant in the room.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him because, yeah, that was really a cheap joke. We get it. You're not supposed to be objectified.
Well, we know it's a cheap joke. That's why we're ignoring it.
If you're gonna plug your company's products, why not plug your stuff that you're actually famous and well respected for? You know, either your audio products or PlayStation.
I love how you're still avoiding it.
Please wait to be seated.
I have to. What do I have to do?
Nothing.
Other than commentate, obviously.
What are you doing?
Being dumb, because...
So far,
But hey, looks like Blondie has a crush on him.
Okay, I'm not one to condemn others for having differing opinions, like the critics had towards this film. If they enjoyed this film, then that's great. But so far, I'm just having to ask why.
Yeah.
Also, he's holding his eyes with his glasses without the lens. So
we're not even 45 minutes in, and I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of smack about this movie, but honestly, I'm just bored.
It's like with Pedro with Death Note the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be a main representative character.
I mean, so far there's nothing inherently terrible about this. It's just boring.
Don't you see, she has an attitude.
You know, that's the sad thing, Shiroi. As annoying as this has been for others, like some of us, this is not yet where the movie starts to actively be bad.
Well, we're watching the extended cut, so I'm waiting.
Oh, don't worry, Shiroi. There's actually a scene that I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually left the theater during.
I'm waiting.
I wish I was playing a Sonic game right now.
It ain't me playing the background.
Oh no, the lights in the sewer flickered.
So Vivaldi's on the job.
yes.
Okay, yeah, the science humor in this one. Again, the reason this worked in the original was because, well, for one thing, it was actually someone who saw the freaking ghosts that they were asking. Get it? He doesn't respect her because she's a woman.
Who is that guy? Looks like one of the schmoes from Schmoes Knows. Schmoes Knows.
But Joba, don't you know every single
Also, graffiti's not art.
So what did he draw?
The Ghostbusters logo, of course.
But Joba, don't you know every single man is a pig who thinks women are nothing but objects? Don't you know that?
I mean, honestly, I think
black stereotype. Have I told you that?
Yeah, I think both genders are kind of getting a little chipped.
This character,
Again, dweebs. The movie was so focused on trying to destroy all the haters that, in the process, he forgot his own identity and ended up being Frankenstein monster.
Yep. And I'm gonna point out the elephant in the room. Ernie Hudson's thing in the original was not that he was the black guy. I mean, okay, maybe media-wise, they obviously put him in for representation, but he managed to have a character outside of being the black guy. He was so smart.
Yes, he did, Dwebs.
I thought he was the least interesting out of all of them.
His thing was not being the black guy, though. His thing was being the smart aleck who was pretty much just in it for an honest day of good pay.
I just don't think he really did all that much, is all.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, compared to the others, he didn't get to do much for some reason.
Well, he did in the sequel, though.
Yeah, that too. My point was like, well, okay.
We'd expect that in the sequel.
Okay, my point was like, well, even if he was put in the movie to be the black guy, he managed to be something outside being just the black guy, is what I'm getting at. Like, seriously, to this day, his line is one of the most famous about
oh my god, another cartoon is going to kill us.
Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed did this better.
That's something I actually agree with that.
Like, one of the reasons I like Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed is that the monsters actually looked pretty cool in that movie.
Girls, I give you the Sony machine. Zap.
Oh yeah, that's right, we have guns, which kind of just are here.
Apparently she built them, it's just, well...
Okay, this is a bit of a nitpick, but, in the original movie, we had more build-up to actually using the guns before firing them. I mean, heck, there was also the comedy of it happening in a hotel, which caused a lot of collateral damage.
Haha, funny. The proton gun doesn't work.
I find it
working.
Yes, Pedro?
I find it interesting how he's not involved, and yet this feels a lot like a Michael Bay produced reboot.
There are not enough explosions.
I mean, no, sure. I said Michael Bay produced, not directed, because a lot of his, shit.
You mean like
the Dora movie?
Exploring.
Yes.
Why, Michael? Why?
Because he likes torturing me.
Oh no! So. It's like maybe trying to walk through the subway where a train may be coming was a bad idea.
Also, apparently, when proton, the ghost can be splattered like that.
Oh, and look at that, guys! Aaron got
trapped in the train.
Look at that! Aaron got slimed again.
How's a ghost trapped inside a train? It's a ghost. Also, yeah, Ghostbusters logo in the background.
From which
maybe they died on the train or something.
No,
it will still seem floating around.
Okay, are we really gonna make the sliming thing a running gag?
It's funny. Laugh, Jova.
I can't.
Oh, here we go. The YouTube comments.
There you go.
Those are real, literal YouTube comments.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Well, they could probably think about the CGI during the film's trailers or something.
Hold on.
Those comments.
Apparently not.
What did you put in that?
Oh, here we go.
He peed in it.
I wouldn't drink it. He's just gonna drink it. Yeah, don't. That's probably the best move.
Oh, like, right.
Honestly, it's when there's not a special effect on screen, this is kind of shot like a TV movie.
I know, right?
I mean, is this the best
Oh.
Paul Feig could do at directing? Just these flat shots? I mean, maybe this was fine on the film that had a lower budget, but this is a big budget movie, Paul. You can afford to move the camera a bit, you know.
So I have to ask, from which Bayformers movie did our fourth Ghostbusters come from?
Second one.
Yeah, most likely.
I was gonna say first, but no. I think the first wasn't that. I don't think the first one was all that bad.
The first Bayformers movie was definitely the tamest Michael Bay was, to the point where I will say that, yeah, it's not the best, but it was actually a good way to reintroduce Transformers to the modern age.
I would think Transformers Prime would have been a better way, but what
Oh,
do I
no.
know?
I'm not saying it was the best way. I'm just saying it was a good, decent enough one, and one that I can actually enjoy and laugh at. Two. No, I'm not even going to bother that.
We'll just say it's 2. We'll wait for the eventual commentary of that and move on. They're doing Boston. Oh, this is...
Here we
goody,
go.
her uncle.
Sorry.
Hmm?
So I was making a joke about how most of this, half of us filmed in Boston, half was actually in New York.
So the only reason they have this girl around is because she's a street girl and they can get a car from her uncle.
And it's a morgue.
Brilliant.
So they're using her or something? I don't
This is the type
understand.
of humor that Futurama will do, and will do it better.
I guess, is it just me, or are Marvel and Sony the only film studios that can actually film in New York?
Not even Warner Bros. Can do it.
No, remember that they've been mostly filming that stuff in Chicago.
Huh.
It could be a money-saving thing because some cities are very expensive to
Yeah,
film
New
in.
York's very pricey.
Like London for Doctor Who.
Yeah,
They
very.
filmed in-
Oh,
Only
God.
3 times as
Oh,
London
boy,
actually
here we
closed
go.
I don't
anything
want to
for
see this
filming.
woman naked. Thank you very much.
Hey, they're filming Detective Pikachu there.
I can't wait for that.
I still want to be an extra, but I don't know how. There.
That's purple.
You're wearing red, you know.
Like, seriously, what's the joke even? It's not even red.
It's because she's old and almost naked.
My guess is that, yeah.
That's lazy.
Jova, when's the next cameo from the first movie going to show up?
I don't know if we'll be seeing it sooner or later, but I think it should be relatively soon.
So yeah, apparently this guy is collecting ghosts. Gotta
Oh,
collect
boy.
them all, I guess.
Because he wants to bring about the apocalypse. Because he was an outcast. That's his motivation, folks. He was an outcast and he wants to bring the apocalypse with ghosts.
Plenty of movies have done this better.
You guys have ignored me for too long. Now I'm going to kill you all.
You know what's a
Including
better?
Ghostbusters 2 as well.
I'm gonna go out over a limb and say, you know what was better for villain's plot? The one of the 2009, I think, Ghostbuster video game, the one made by Terminal Reality.
Basically the real Ghostbusters 3.
Pretty much.
Also, even if other movies have done that kind of villain backstory plot thingy better, it's a terrible, it's a terrible motivation for a villain, it's just kind of pathetic.
It's whiny. It's usually the type of motivation that is later deconstructed and analyzed. But here, spoilers, no.
All right, to this movie's credit, I guess it is nice that they're trying to give the Ghostbusters actually more times of actually seeing them practice.
With
Whereas,
their proton packs instead of just charging in guns blazing.
That is a nice thing, although I will say I kind of did like how they just charged in guns blazing because that led to plenty of humor, but okay, you know what? It's nice that you want to show the practice here and there.
And naturally, the time they're doing it is...
Yeah, the problem is that we're using this as an excuse to do more bad jokes.
Also, wow, really? They're doing the whole issue off the ground thing only...
I could not totally see the string that was pulling her.
Rock revenge chest.
Again, here's the problem. It's like, oh, okay, in the original Ghostbusters, it was real life, real cynical life meets ghosts. But here it's just cartoony world meets ghosts. Like, seriously, stuff like Melissa McCarthy just being lifted off the ground like she's Wile E. Coyote. It's like...
Then why not do that deliberately instead of trying to make us take it seriously?
Exactly. That's
well, Ghostbusters has always been a comedy.
Pizza.
Yes, it is. But the way the comedy worked, like Jova just said, was through contrast. The entire world outside of the ghost was very cynical and realistic, and that's what made the ghosts all the more funny. The fact that they came out of this, it was a direct contrast between the harshness of reality and the cartoonish way that the ghosts worked. This movie, on the other hand, everything in this movie is cartoonish. So where's the logic? What's the contrast?
Also,
it's the same reason why Drop That Fred doesn't work, because the idea behind that movie is insanity meets normalcy. Not instead, they just have everybody in that movie be nuts for some reason.
Which brings me to another thing. You know, okay, for comparison's sake, we're at the 50-minute mark. We're almost at the halfway point. Notice something that has not yet occurred yet.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's another thing. This movie does not even have a plot to speak of.
Well, there are ghosts, and they've made the Busters. They just haven't combined them yet.
Yeah, they haven't really even started to branch out. Now, okay, I get it. We're trying to give more development time to them, but...
Wasn't it the same in the original cut?
No,
basically.
Wait,
it was shorter then.
I mean, did it take like nearly an hour to get to that point? Or...
Maybe not an hour. Maybe not an hour, but it definitely felt long.
It took a while to get there.
Basically, for ratio's sake, yes, it was also near the halfway point in the original cut.
Okay.
Do you mean the original movie or the original cut of this one?
The original cut of this
one. Because I think the original movie too took a while to get to the Ghostbusters.
What am I watching?
No, I was asking for comparison's sake for the theater version of this version and this extended cut that we're watching.
Okay,
so
I want to go out of a... I understand what the movie is trying to do to show that girls can have personality and do quirky, crazy things once in a while instead of just being stereotypes and tool. I have a sister who has several friends, and despite her being like 28 almost by the time of this recording, she's still acting kooky and with weird semantics. Neither her or her friends ever tried to do something as stupid as the scenes so far. So sorry, movie, you're not depicting correctly what you're trying to go in for.
Neither of me and my friends, so I can attest to this.
Oh, here we go.
Teo, stop being sexist.
Wait, listen to this.
Microaggression.
This is a microaggression that will not stand.
Alright, they're mentioning now that it was forged.
Oh no, that's not really our name. Oh no.
There we go.
Oh no.
Hello,
Bill.
Bill.
Okay, I get what they're doing. Dr. Venkman was also kind of the skeptic before he really started believing in the ghost to just get famous and stuff. But no. Oh, by the way, they didn't even come up with the name Ghostbusters themselves and said someone calls them that. So,
well, Joe, to be fair, in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, that happens the same thing, kind of.
I was actually
Bruce Campbell calls him the Spider-Man.
I was actually about to bring that up, but yeah. See, here's the thing, though. Here, in this version, they wear the Ghostbusters name as a badge of honor. Yeah!
Charming.
We're going there. Guys, he's totally nerdy and not sexy.
Okay, there is such a thing as being able to do a sexy nerd, but
Not even in funny and ironic way.
Which is a shame because that seems to be exactly what they're trying to do with the irony. Also, bit about a character inconsistency. Why was Kristen Wiig's character the one trying to come up with a dance? Like, isn't she supposed to be the most, straight manish?
That's just the thing, Jova. Like we just said, like she's supposed to be, but Paul Feig apparently forgot his own tropes, and he just decided to just characterize everybody the same way. Everybody in this movie is a fucking lunatic.
And how do you know my name?
You wrote a book about ghosts possibly being real?
hey Jova, have a look at what they put in a underground station in London to advertise the movie.
Okay.
Thank you, movie. Thank you.
Really?
Yes.
This is in Waterloo Station.
That's cute if...
It is?
But
that's news to me.
it's cute as an advertisement, and that, that's actually kind of cool. It's just, I wish it could be advertising a better movie,
Also,
and
why-
liars!
Actually,
liars!
Jova, I was mentioning the movements that the African
I
American
wish I was
actress
a
is
Chinese
doing.
guy
Oh,
just
no,
passing
no.
by.
I was talking about the advertisement that Dweeb showed.
Oh, that. Well, I'm
I was like, why are they randomly dancing like that? I don't understand.
For context,
because it's
audience-
funny, Shiroi. Don't you know? It's funny. And
Anyway,
women.
audience, about what Dweeb showed me, for context, it was about a Stay Puft literally coming out of the ground at a Waterloo station. That one advertisement is probably better than this movie.
So yeah, they brushed off the old Ghostbusters car, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because her uncle was a funeral director.
Keep that information in mind.
Was
We
Sony
yell!
running behind schedule or something?
Can we just not do this, please?
Oh,
it's
isn't
not
that-
He's
funny.
been on for some time.
Isn't that cute? They're dicking around with her for...
Yeah, hell, even she doesn't think it's funny.
Fuck you. Fuck
Oh,
you. In your.
Uh,
Fuck you in your ass.
can
Jesus
we
Christ.
go back to actually
Go
having the
fuck
actual
yourself in
theme?
the ass.
Yes.
When we had it
yes.
in the first, we had it like during the title card.
That's what I'm saying. Can we go back to that? Oh, and...
No.
So, Shiroi, what do you think of this remix? And
You know what?
I'm still bored, honestly.
You know what? You know what? You know one reboot recent that actually did a much better job of making a modern mix of its classic tune? The Power Rangers reboot that came out recently. The version they made of the classic Ron Monsterman theme is actually pretty damn cool.
Actually, Paige, they just reused the one from the very first movie.
Was it from the first movie?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Oh, I
Nice
haven't,
try,
I
man.
haven't watched in a while, so I don't remember. Well, regardless of that, though, they didn't plaster in a shitty remix.
So since we need to do the checklist from the original movie, now it's the scene at the hotel.
The fact that the critics like this movie and panned the Power Rangers reboot makes me angry. I need to punch someone to make myself feel better.
yeah, I will say that, okay, I'm not going to say that critics were absolutely pure pressure to speak highly of this movie, but to be fair, almost anyone who did critique this movie was labeled as a sexist pig.
Not just that, Jova. These are the same critics who, according to them, No Country for Old Men is a work of genius. So it's not like they had any credibility to begin with.
Well, that, and if they were paid off, then we'd have heard about it by now.
So this time it's at a concert.
Well, at least it's not a dubstep concert.
It's still in a hotel, but it's a concert instead.
Well, but hotels do have concerts. This must be a really big hotel, though.
Well, I guess if anything, this tells me that Kate McKinnon still makes a better gem than the gem of
Yeah, I
live
was
action.
about to say. Also, Rainbow Dash.
It's
Wait, what?
Can someone please explain to me why the fact that the blonde one suddenly has a purple wig equals joke?
Because she's supposed to be the oddball, like Dr. Venkman.
But but Jova, that joke would have worked better if it was actually the serious one doing that, not the kooky one.
I know, right? It's like
Paul,
like
you're a comedy writer, and yet you have no idea how comedy works.
And Paul, you actually do have a track record of good comedy, so what happened to you here? Did your agenda really override your brain that much to the point where you forgot how comedy works?
This is not funny.
Basically, Jova, my guess is he's the summer blockbuster equivalent of Nicholas Sparks. He's a traitor to men everywhere. He decided to sell out.
Wait a minute. A man produced and wrote this?
He co-wrote and directed.
No, sure. This movie is written, directed, and produced by Paul Feig, a man. Yes.
Actually, Pedro, he directed this and he co-wrote this along with Katie DePaul, but he had no producing role.
Okay, fine. Who produced this?
Who had the most?
Amy Pascal and, as I said earlier, Ivan Reitman who directed the first two movies.
Brilliant.
So
and it's a dragon inside that mannequin.
So what went wrong then?
I guess their brains switched off or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the weird thing is, honestly, all these, okay, ignoring the controversies, this movie should have been amazing. Like, it had a great cast, had great people directing and writing it. It's like, seriously, this thing should have been amazing. Oh, by the way, people are totally running with this.
That reminds me, actually, Jova. I actually had a suggestion in terms of our movie stuff.
Yes.
Wait, this is important, or no? It's not. It's shitty comedy. Okay.
Scene.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, this scene. Yeah.
Can we please have a ghost that doesn't look like a fucking video game character?
Seriously, the pterodactyl ghost from Scooby-Doo 2.
Also, you really think that's part of the show?
Brutal Legend did this type of joke at the beginning way better.
This is just like when I'm watching the Hobbit movies. A lot of times I feel like I should have a PS4 controller in my hand.
Also, Dwibs Vocaloids exist, so yeah, they probably do think this is a part of the show.
You're just... Oh no, they're destroying the art! It's just like in the original movie where they ended up causing damage to the hotel!
Okay, can Vanilla Ice show up in there and go ninja, go, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, for as corny as that movie was, I
kind of love that movie. It's terrible, but goddamn it, is it fun?
You're just a bad character.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
Here comes the joke. Wait for it.
The bit is dead. Kill it.
Wait for it. We're about to get the cap. And the joke's still gonna go. Oh, by the way, the band playing was Ozzy Osbourne and Selfie!
My god, even Seth MacFarlane will tell you that you're drawing out this joke too long.
That's right, we were building up for a selfie with that joke.
Brilliant.
We're proud of this.
So, fortunately, we do have the correct people that I can ask this to. Okay, Shiroi, question. What do you think? Was that a lady thing when they didn't grab her when she jumped? Well, remember, the character said, and I quote, I don't know if it's a lady thing or a race thing. So what do you think, Sherry? Was it a lady thing?
Well, about not being caught? I don't...
Yeah, that works. Jova, was it a race thing?
I don't understand.
Shirai. The reason you don't understand, Shirai, is because Paul Feig, for some reason, decided every time he started writing this script for every page, he's like, I'm not gonna write comedy today. I don't know what I'm gonna write, but it's definitely not gonna be comedy.
And again. But times that are actually funny, cherish them because then they're immediately gonna be ruined because they pad out the jokes too long.
Well, Jova, you know what they say. If you keep throwing things at the wall, eventually something will stick.
Wait, they caught their first ghost.
Now you just need to fill the other 150.
Okay. And here's another problem with this movie. When the Ghostbusters originally caught their first ghost, it wasn't in front of everyone. So it made sense that later...
Go, Ninja, go. Wait, what the hell?
I'm weird. That's funny.
Guitar slamming is something that is usually done at concerts, but here is just out of place. Hi, Ozzy.
Ozzy, what are you doing, Ozzy?
Okay, and here's a problem here. The conflict regarding whether or not people believe in the Ghostbusters. Again, in the original, the first time they caught a ghost officially, it was not in front of bunches of people. So it made sense that
it was live, right?
Yeah, it was Slimer. Here, though, they caught a freaking dragon in front of a crowd of people. And yet, I kid you not, we're still going to get scenes of them being persecuted. Because some people don't believe that there are ghosts.
Even though we literally have proof right there. Anyway, to continue. Okay, so Shira's answer is, I don't understand. Okay, that works for me. Jova, is it a race thing?
You know, even if it were racing, I'd like to believe that not that many people can be that racist.
And I wish I was watching that pool.
The developers of that crap Ghostbusters tie-in game to this film,
Right.
they went bust a few months later.
Yep.
I just don't get it. Why is nobody in this movie a normal functioning human being?
They're functioning, just not functioning very well.
I know a lot of people say that the original Ghostbusters was lightning in a bottle, and that it's hard to replicate that success.
No, it's not.
But I'm sorry, it's not that hard. Like seriously, okay, a lot of people dog on the sequel. That yes, the sequel did repeat a lot of things from the first one, but the sequel actually did have the characters develop, change, and do some new things. So not only is it shown that it's not too hard to replicate the first one's magic, but the sequel also shows that it's not too hard to replicate it while doing something different. Like
not just that, Jova. There's also the fact that, remember, shortly after the first movie came out, there was a cartoon that premiered that's still beloved by fans of the movies in general, and it lasted 7 seasons even, and that show was regarded as just as good as the movies in general. So,
which Ghostbusters show you talk about?
The one that lasted 7 seasons, not the shitty Lou Scheimer cartoon.
The Lou Scheimer one, was that the one that had?
No, the Lou Scheimer one was one. The Lou Scheimer one lasted like what?
Hey guys, it's Bill Murray again.
Oh.
Anyway, the Lou Scheimer one, I think only lasted like 2 seasons. I think I'm talking about the real Ghostbusters, the one that lasted 7 seasons.
Was that the one with the original cast and cartoon?
No.
It was the one with a new generation.
Ah, okay, yeah, that one.
Oh, can I while this is going on, can I talk about the film's trailers?
Go ahead.
Get it out of the way quick.
Yeah. The trailers really didn't help sell this film well at all. I mean, hell, even Melissa McCarthy said that the trailers didn't sell the film well at all. Though really she was concerned, apparently. The whole 30 years ago spiel, she felt it would give people the false impression that it would be in the same continuity as the other two.
Yeah!
Implying that this movie is at all sellable.
Yeah, a little thing about that, yeah. This was supposedly trying to be at something, but yet the trailer sold it as a sequel. Where supposedly the originals never existed.
Yeah, Sony's marketing department has always had this issue.
Oh.
They either sell the movie wrong, or they give too much away in their trailers.
Oh, I love this. So he's skeptical about there being a ghost in there. So what are they going to do? They're going to let the ghost out to show him. They're going to let the ghost out to show him. Am I the only one who sees that there was a bad idea here?
No.
What other ways
Again,
are there to
Java.
convince them? I wonder if Bill Murray at this point was still smarting from his most recent theatrical film being a major bomb.
Well, now we know why he was in this
Has
movie.
he ever made a movie in the last 10, 15 years where
Yeah, it was one called Rock. There was a film called Rock the Casbah, and it was a horrible flop.
No, I mean, the last 15 years of it was actually good.
I don't know.
The last,
Can we check his filmography?
the last one that I remember him being good in was Lost in Translation. Aside from that, I don't remember
That
anything
was
else.
2003.
And wouldn't you know, it's Erin who decides to do it. Never mind the fact that she was the one saying it's a bad idea and she's supposed to be the most sensible one.
How McCarthy's
the one.
questioning her.
Kristen, I thought I was supposed to be the kooky one who did dangerous things. Weren't you supposed to be the straight man, sensible one of us?
I don't know. Paul can't make up his mind. Casper.
And he is dead.
Why?
Bill Murray is dead.
Brilliant.
You killed Bill Murray.
Allow me to... That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Ghostbusters reboot where they kill Bill Murray.
Hey,
Was this meant to be a joke on his career?
Probably. Well, to be fair, he was Baloo in the Jungle Book live-action movie, so...
This is literally the equivalent of a filmmaker coming to your house and shitting on your sofa.
it's
And telling
like
it's
I
your
have
fault,
done that
so.
countless times. You have no idea how many sofas I bought.
this is like Jurassic Park 3. Hey, forget that old T-Rex. Now you got the cool Spinosaurus.
But Joe,
Hey,
but
I didn't find that movie that bad, honestly. I mean, this is worse.
like
The
I
main
said,
problem with
I
Jurassic Park
actually
3
liked
was
it better than the
T-Rex.
second one, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just mainly comparing, the most controversial thing about the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex.
The
I know, but going back
sorry.
to the commentary, I remember enjoying it, enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's one of those.
absolutely.
The movie's technically stupid and bad, but it's no. I thought honestly it wasn't quite as stupid as the second one. The second one was fucking brain dead.
Oh goody! Now it's time for the scenes with the mayor. So, Shiroi, what do you think's gonna happen after they pretty much let a ghost out that killed the guy?
The mayor's still going to try and cover it up.
Because government a-hole, I don't...
I wish that was all that happened. We know you're not frauds.
Homeland Security, eh?
So we're completely going to skirt over the fact that your actions killed a man. Okay.
Brilliant.
Let me guess, are they going to take credit for everything and try to do the shit themselves, or, I'm right, aren't I?
Oops. Yeah, you have to knock it off.
Yeah, they're doing such a great job, aren't they? Just driving around and or standing there. You know what? Talk about the film's box office. The film apparently lost $70 million for Sony, and they even reported apparently that they had to take the revenue from the merchandise sales of this film, as well as the home media sales for this one and the original Ghostbusters, to try and recoup their losses.
Sounds like
So the
Sony.
dev team behind the game went bankrupt.
Yeah, they did. Oh, and also apparently the film's budget got slashed. It was supposed to cost like 169 million, but it ended up going down to the budget I mentioned earlier.
Also, is that image, is that like London Waterloo?
Yes.
Station? Oh.
Yeah. No, Siri. They went back to
Oh,
the...
guys! They said the mass hysteria line.
I missed it. Sorry.
Sorry.
You haven't missed anything.
Crap.
Here, Dweb, since you seem to be a bit, since you seem to be asking stuff like this anyway, allow me to give you an. Actually, you want to say something, Jova?
they're really drawing out the joke. I think the cat is out of the bag. What she means to say is that the cat is.
Yeah. Joke gets dragged out a lot. Anyway, you say,
No.
Pedro?
Okay, Dwibs. Let's go through parts. 1. You know how Oliver as Drippy?
Yeah.
You know how Nate as Whisper?
Yeah.
You know how Evan from Revenant Kingdom is going to have also a Welsh fairy companion?
Yeah, and Ash has Pikachu and so on.
No, actually, that's a different dynamic. I'm talking about specifically those 3. The reason why the pure-hearted average kids in those specific things, the reason why Hino gives them a goofy psychics is to counterbalance the fact that, okay, let's use Ni no Kuni for example. Oliver is the pure-hearted kid who never really says anything.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is actually important.
I was building up to a point with this movie, though, so don't worry.
Basically, to sum it up, the mayor is now pretty much having them work with Homeland Security, who they now have to answer to.
Yeah, see, they're trying to take the credit. I was right.
Brilliant.
What?
Why does... yeah, that's another... Okay, I'm sorry. I have to speak out on this. Every single man in this movie is a fucking retard.
Or evil.
Well, they're either evil or stupid, but the thing is, the women aren't much better. They're boring.
The problem is that the film expects us to side with the women by making the men terrible.
I don't side with anyone. This movie is boring.
You see, Libs... Sorry.
Go on.
All right, go on, Pedro.
You see...
I don't...
Oh, wait, hold on. They're watching them!
Anyway, go on, Pedro.
You see, you know why Drippy is funny? Because his comedy comes at that too, but
Yes.
okay, fine. Let's use Whisper then. You know why Whisper is funny? The reason Whisper is funny is because his comedy is done with direct contrast to Nate's normalcy. You know, contrast equals comedy. Since we have Nate as for Whisper to play off of, the joke works because it's a direct contrast to the goofiness of Whisper and the normalcy of Nate, which of course is the audience's proxy. The reason the comedy in this movie doesn't work is because we don't have any Nate, we don't have an Oliver, we don't have an Evan. Nobody in this movie behaves like a normal person, so there's no way for the audience to connect with the jokes.
Speaking of behaving like a normal person, how does no one have a reaction to an explosion in an alleyway? I don't care if you're in New York City. In fact, yeah, you're in New York City, the city that never sleeps. How is oh my god, my freaking god. Bombs in New York City. How is no one on that? Hello? Like, seriously. Okay. I'm gonna give this movie some credit here, though. The gadgets. These gadgets are actually kind of cool.
Ow. Also, I was going to mention two things.
Peter Parker's bike from Spider-Man 2.
I'll mention a couple of other small things. First of all, you guys were lucky, Jova. We got this movie 4 days before you did.
How nice. Also, oh, look at that, guys. They blew up the delivery guy's bike. Guess that's what he gets for being a dick.
In fact, now that I think about it, I probably should have dropped that Fred as my pick.
And also, I think I figured out why Paul Feig's style isn't really working out here. His shtick is usually R-rated comedies. This is a PG-13.
Yeah, there's that too.
Big budget movie.
So what do you want, an R-rated comedy of Ghostbusters?
And while the extended version don't get ratings, apparently it's trying to add in his shtick a little bit more, but it's not really working.
It's like it's weird. They do some sort of innuendos, but yet it feels like they don't want to actually go through with them. And oh my god, you did it! You actually did it! You did the fraud thing! The fraud thing! Okay, is someone going to explain how did they fake the dragon during the concert, and how did they fake the dragon that killed a man?
They just did. No questions asked.
Don't you remember, Jova was part of the show?
Killing Dr. Venkman is part of the show.
No, he's not really dead.
He's not playing him. It's
Well, you know what I mean, though. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, of all the Ghostbusters who cameo who die, you have.
So who have we got left that hasn't been there? We got Ernie Hudson and Sigourney Weaver.
I wonder if they also had a cameo from Harold Ramis.
Like with Death Note,
Well,
they should have
apparently-
been completely separate. They shouldn't have included.
Joba,
Apparently
wasn't
Joe
he
Beaver-
dead?
You know what I mean. I mean, I'm wondering if they
Apparently
had like.
they included his likeness as a head statue.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know whether we missed that part or not. Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, where did the plot go? Mostly we just had them faffing around.
Not just that.
That's actually a good point. In the original movie, we actually got a neat montage of them catching ghosts and actually making a name for them. Here, okay, never mind the fact that we've completely forgotten about our villain, but it seems like this movie is just focusing on the struggle of them trying to not be called frauds when, you know what, to be quite honest, while that was a thing in the original, that wasn't really so much the focus as much as it was an aspect.
Not just that, like the movie was the original movie started foreshadowing its climax from the very beginning anyway.
And sorry, go on.
And pretty much every event in that movie led up to the eventual climax, whereas the first half of this movie is pretty much a waste of time.
So apparently, all these incidents are connected in some way.
Everything's
How
connected.
they came to this conclusion, I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. See, in the original Ghostbusters movie, they sensed that there was a growing aura of power around the particular building. Dana's apartment building.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that there were so many ghosts showing up lately compared to previously.
Yeah. Here, it's these specific locations. Oh, look at that. We're actually focusing on a certain building again now.
I'm not even pissed off. It's just really not that interesting.
Yeah, I said, this movie isn't even this movie isn't even worth getting angry at. It's just sad and pathetic.
The only time I really get angry at this movie is when they do stuff like kill off Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Otherwise, though,
That's just as a laptop.
let's be quite honest. This movie is focusing more so on their struggles, which is an allegory for people being skeptical about this movie. Now, I won't say that there weren't sexist people who were mad at just the fact that they were all women, but come on, don't treat it like that was the main thing.
It wasn't.
He's a bit better, though.
This rendition isn't actually. Yeah, can you just cut Theodore Shapiro to just rearrange the thing? He's the composer of this movie, by the way.
Yeah. Again,
Just let him do it. Just let him do it.
Again, the main problem with this movie is that it has an agenda, you can tell.
Yeah.
Also, other cameo.
Hi, she was the receptionist from the original.
I haven't seen a movie with such a clear, blatant agenda since the God's Not Dead movies.
Yeah, because, okay, let's be quite honest. If this movie didn't have its agenda, we have all these four funny actresses, promising Chris Hemsworth and all of his other stuff. You know, if they focused on just being a Ghostbusters movie, I'm pretty sure this would have worked out.
Allow me to remind everybody that the Astro Boy 2009 movie got critically panned for supposedly having a political agenda, even though I still have no idea where the hell that is.
But don't you see? It mentioned politics at least once. Therefore, it's got an agenda.
Hi,
Of
you're the
course.
bad guy.
Yeah, well, where the hell's he been?
That literally feels like a Dr. Venkman line.
You see, Shiroi, talking like this all the time means I'm quirky and funny. You see, that makes me a comedic character.
You
She's
see
just
what I mean?
dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, anyway.
okay.
Anyway, you guys see what I mean when I say that it feels like these people were just meant to fill in spots left by the old ones. Like, that line literally felt like something Dr. Venkman would say, only the problem is that it's not done with the expertise or sense of tone.
Well, Bill Murray's a Melissa McCarthy style of comedy really differ.
Which probably didn't help, but I digress.
Yeah, can you cast someone who's like Bill Murray's comedy, only with enough differences to make it not a rip-off?
Not just that, but
nice. Why not? You know what? Why didn't they go the Ant-Man route? Like, from what I recall hearing that one of the ideas or drafts of this was actually the original Ghostbusters trying to pass down their legacy to these new recruits.
Yeah.
Which is sort of what the Ghostbusters video game did. Like, you clearly got the original Ghostbusters. Why not have it be about of them passing down their legacy after their
apparently, Jova, back when Ghostbusters 3 was going to be a thing, apparently that was the idea, but somewhere along the line something went horribly, horribly wrong.
And remember, Bill Murray refused the script. That was the catalyst.
So let me get this straight, Bill. You refused whatever free script was like, and you thought this was worth your time? Really?
And Osmosis Jones script.
I fathomed to think about how much worse the previous script was.
Which is a shame, because it felt promising. And our villain is about to die, folks.
Not to mention, Bill, you said yes to The Man Who Knew Too Little, so it's not like you haven't been in shitty movies before, so what suddenly makes you think you're too good for something?
Man, I can't wait to hear Shuri's reactions when she finds out that our main villain is now dead.
Also, by the way, that picture there with the hands, it feels like we're looking at the cover of a sequel to the Human Centipedes. Feed her, Charlotte! Feed her, Samantha! That's the sad part about that movie. That movie basically marketed itself on being incredibly disgusting, and yet they don't even have the balls to show anything all that graphic.
It's like if you made... no.
I mean, if you're gonna market yourself like with the worst common denominator, like the main point of this movie is to gross you out. Like if that's all you're gonna do, at the very least commit to it.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that nothing's going to happen for the next few minutes, and I'm going to BRB and get a drink.
Fake arrest you? What? Why?
Potatoes.
Okay, why? Why do you want to hide the fact that there are ghosts? Okay, that's another problem with
this is kind of like in the Harry Potter universe where the wizards are trying to hide themselves from the muggles.
Again, part of the fun of the original Ghostbusters movies was that, people... people were scared, but, they accepted the fact that there were ghosts in the universe. Like, seriously.
Also
why
fidelity.
are they trying to cover it up? Like, that just takes away from the fantastical setting of this world.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there something saying, and even if there wasn't technically an explanation, but I think probably would be because they don't want to, like, for the they don't
hysteria, yeah.
the reason they're not coexisting with the Muggles is because it would create a similar thing to the first season of Korra, where there's going to be problems with the normal human beings not being as capable as the wizards.
I mean, according to like the books, at least the government know that they exist.
Yeah. Wait. The government know that wizards exist in the Harry Potter universe?
Yeah, at the beginning, I think of the Order of the Phoenix, the mayor gets a visit from the new wizard mayor or something.
Why was that never brought? Okay. It's been eons since I read the book, so I probably wouldn't remember that. But why did they never bring that up in the movies? That would have been awesome.
I don't know, but anyway, what did I miss anything?
You actually did, Shiroi. Our villain is dead.
What?
They killed the villain.
They killed the villain at complete randomness and without any sense of it. It's like Dr. Lautrec all over again.
And they actually managed.
Nearly a third of this left. Like,
And they actually managed to stop his plan too.
Although I'll give it credit, at the very least, Lautrec's death of the villain was lame, but at the very least, they did it at the end of the story.
I know, right?
It appears to be an aquatic ghost. Good luck, Doctor.
Hi, guys.
Oh, it gets even better, Shiroi. In order to still protect the fact that ghosts are apparently fake, the mayor's office had... Oh, hi, Dan. The mayor's office had Homeland Security just fake arrest them to make it seem like ghosts still aren't real. That's right. They're still trying to pull the rules that ghosts are apparently fake.
It appears to be... Sorry.
I hate the evil, like, businessman politician thing. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Again. And this brings me to a big problem here. Unlike in the original version, they're trying to cover up from the town that ghosts are real. Part of the fun of the original movies was that, yeah, the whole town knew that ghosts were real, and they worked with it by calling the nearest solution, the Ghostbusters.
Not just that, but, okay, first of all, it appears to be a shitty Hollywood reboot. Good luck, Teo. Anyway, that's the thing, Shiroi. Believe it or not, that archetype can actually work. Let me give, for example, Superman. The reason Lex Luthor is the big corporate douchebag works is because again, it goes back to contrast, like I was saying earlier. It's a direct contrast to Superman's Boy Scout nature.
Oh, guys, look, he somehow foretold his death and envisions that.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that was so...
The drawings aren't half bad, though.
Unless you're gonna do the whole Mr. Fury thing from House, I don't care.
I don't care.
Also,
about
question: why is there an Asian like door here? Isn't this supposed to be a Chinese? Oh yeah, Chinese restaurant. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, I hate the Mongolians.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Locking the door will protect you against any ghosts.
As we all know.
But Jova, remember that scene earlier where apparently a ghost couldn't escape a train?
Dribs, things will happen if Paul Feig wills them to happen. Logic doesn't matter.
Oh, and I guess we're doing the bathtub scene from Ghostbusters 2 now.
Alright, Shiroi, this is the scene that was infamous in the trailers. Remember the trailer where we have the African American... what's her name again?
Patty.
Remember when we had Patty slap Melissa McCarthy while screaming loudly like an annoying black stereotype?
Oh, yeah, this is where the movie
we're about to get to that point.
Bad.
This was the scene that made everybody go ape shit in the trailer.
Yep. Oh, by the way, the scene where Bill Murray gets killed off, that was the scene where a lot of people said that they walked out of the theater. Now we're about to get to another scene that made people walk out of the theater. Like,
although to be fair, this was in the trailer. Again, unless you're Trey Parker or Matt Stone, you can't make puking funny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Family Guy tried it, and they completely missed the point.
This isn't even supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be a tense moment.
I think the reason that people walked out of the theater, despite knowing what the scene was leading up to, was the stuff surrounding the scene that kind of made it worse. You'll see what I mean. Oh my god! Oh my god! Lowercase font on a news report. Like, oh no, seriously. Do you even watch the news? That's not how titles show up on the news. Like
anywhere.
Oh my freaking god. Sony! You have made some of the best looking effects. Why are you so lazy when it actually matters?
Maybe they feel like just taking the piss for a little bit.
You know what? If at this point, if Sony's big films keep doing as badly as this did, then I wonder if at this point that they should just start just focusing on their divisions that actually do turn a profit.
Let me quote Helsing Ultimate Abridged. The return of a Y-boner with a vengeance.
Because I mean, if I'm not gonna be like a few or the minority of people and just boycott everything Sony makes because I know that their divisions are run by different people. But this isn't really helping Sony's film division's case, really, is it?
Dwebs,
They don't really help themselves.
Dwebs, the reason I didn't go to I part of the movie instead of seeing it is because Paul Feig specifically called me a sexist pig. Therefore, I decided.
Well, not just you.
Well, I know, but the point is, if you, oh my God, that's literally wire jump of doom. Like, seriously, that looks so awful.
Did they have anything to say about the women who thought this movie was terrible? Or...
What are you talking about, Shirei? Women love this movie.
And then her neck breaks.
Here we go.
Okay, no. Just no. See, okay, she's possessed, I get that, but no, they never established that makes the human body a freaking Looney Tune. How is she able to turn her neck around without
To be fair,
breaking it?
Jova, the Exorcist did this as well. Remember in The Exorcist, the woman who's possessed literally spins her head like 6 times, and
Well, I get that, but the problem is like, well, this is trying to be Ghostbusters. Whenever people were possessed by ghosts in Ghostbusters, sure, hijinks ensued, but how did he get into that outfit and down there so quickly?
not just that, but that's just a thing, Jova. I also thought it was silly in that movie. So
The problem-
honestly.
Again, also, they're trying to be Ghostbusters, but that's not how possession worked in Ghostbusters.
But Jova, this is a
been possessed.
But Jova, this is a reboot / reimagining.
Oh, and now he's possessed by the bad guy. That's right, sure, the bad guy's a ghost now. Totally faked you out with his death.
Chris, you get a shit ton of money for working with Marvel. Why did you have to sign on this?
Well, I'll be fair. This isn't the first time he's been in a shit movie.
I
while
know,
working with
I
Marvel.
know.
The previous year he was in Black Hat.
I know, but I have to ask, why did he even agree to be in this? He doesn't need this.
Maybe he thought it would be a laugh.
Hey.
I don't know.
Hey, Joe, look at that. A scene where one of the Ghostbusters is outside a restaurant and no one can make out what they're saying. You know. Well, okay, I guess to be fair, what's his name with the glass? I guess to be fair, Lewis wasn't one of the Ghostbusters at the time,
No.
but they're clearly doing that. Only, why even? Like, there's no reason.
Because the
here,
first
like-
movie did it, so the original movie did it, so let's do it too.
Except in the original movie, he was being chased by one of those dogs, and of course he couldn't get in from the back, but he didn't have time to go around.
Hey guys, it's Ivan Reitman's career in that dump truck. In that dumpster. sorry.
Also, this is so painful as a moment.
That
Wow,
took
yeah,
way too
fuck,
long.
those
There you go.
jokes.
The entire comedy of this movie summed up in simple words. That took too long. Thank you, dude.
Wow,
Thank
they're
you.
dragging this joke as much as she's dragging that table. No,
I get-
literally, her dragging that table and then everything crashing is a clear representation of what happens to the good jokes. They get dragged out of
Chris,
the
I
point
wouldn't. Chris, I wouldn't drive that direction. Jamie Foxx is going to electrocute you.
In fact, now that I think about it, Shiroi,
Yes.
the incredibly unfunny way they try to make funny stereotypes, and yet they just make unfunny stereotypes. The jokes that drag on for too long and then the result are just painful. The way too cartoonish fight stuff. This is it. Did the Family Guy writing staff write this movie?
Oh God.
Also, get it, guys? The
I'm
policeman.
sorry, Pedro. This is Sony, not Fox.
I know, but it just... See, if you told me that Seth MacFarlane wrote this movie, I would have believed you.
Also, guys, did you get it? The policeman called him Clark Kent, and he beat him up like a superhero. Also,
Is
Chris
that
Hemsworth
Western
plays
movie he
Thor.
wrote and starred in as bad as this?
I actually really liked the first Ted movie. It was actually surprisingly really good. The sequel was crap, though, and
The Western movie he did. Like,
that was gigantic
A Million
pile
Ways
of
to Die in
garbage.
the West.
The only good... Here's the thing, Shirei. There's only one good joke in that movie, and it's in the trailer anyway, so you don't need to see it.
What Western movie are we talking about?
A Million Ways to Die in the
A million
West.
ways to die in the West.
That's the name. I couldn't think of it.
There's okay. There's only one good joke in that movie, which is the one that's in the trailer, where the dad is saying, "Okay, and if you put your tooth under the pillow, the Tooth Fairy will come and bring you $1. And then the kid does that, and then the next day when the kid wakes up, the kid pulls up the pillow and there's a dog poo in there, and the father's like, "There ain't no Tooth Fairy, dipshit. Now clean that up." There you go.
Guys, look at all the ghosts going around. It's now mass hysteria, and yeah. Is it just me, or does this scene feel a bit lazy compared to the original apocalypse scene in the original? Like, seriously, ghosts were doing stuff. They were actually affecting people, even becoming taxi drivers. And, well, for that scene, it's just ghosts flying around and kind of looking fake.
There you go, Shira.
Oh my God, Lion King! Oh my God, guys, Lion King's on Broadway!
They're coming out from under the Empire State Building.
Oh,
What?
wait, never mind.
Oh no, New York is being invaded by cartoons. Too bad.
Go back to Game of Thrones, please.
Too bad this is not Roger Rabbit.
Okay, that was funny.
That reminds me, by the way, is that Roger Rabbit sequel still happening?
I don't know.
Oh, look at
Check
that.
Whips if you don't mind.
One.
Oh, sure, it's more entertaining than this.
Anyway, Shiroi, now that you've heard the one good joke from me, now you don't need to see that movie anymore. So congratulations.
Oh wait, guys, it's Dan Aykroyd.
Dan.
Wait, hold on. Class 5.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
That was funny in the first half, but then you had to do the I ain't afraid.
This is almost even worse than Blues Brothers 2000.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, other than Ivan Reitman producing, the writing and directing staff are different for this one, whereas in Blues Brothers 2000...
It was the original team, I
same.
know. It's John Landis, babes. He was always doing whatever his mind thought.
It's sad because... Sorry.
Oh boy, here we go. Time to first timer to appear.
Newer people messing up is more understandable than the same people messing up.
Okay. Slammer was always really cartoonish, and I guess Slammer looks okay. I mean, that's pretty much how a Slimer in a modern CGI Ghostbusters movie should look like. Probably, it looks fine. It looks pretty much just like he's supposed to.
And
also, Paige, apparently the Roger Rabbit film isn't really gonna be happening.
Sure, that's okay.
Okay, I'll give them credit. Yeah, they got Slimer right.
Yeah, that's like, okay, again, Joe, but like I said earlier, if you keep throwing a lot of shit at the wall, eventually something will stick.
Huh. You get a nuke.
Proton equipment.
Morons.
Well done, you've doomed everybody.
Speaking of which, the military are gonna come with bullets at guns.
No, don't just see, Job. The only way to resolve this is a children's card game.
But Tio, do you think they stand a ghost of a chance?
You know, too.
Oh look, guys, it's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Also, look, unlike this movie, Jova got a genuine laugh out of me.
Yep.
Not
Oh no, it's a ghostly balloon.
Are those ghosts or park attractions? Because I can't tell.
You know, I'm gonna have to agree with Tio. The balloons in both It movies were scarier than this.
Not just that, but you see, you know, Teo, the 2004 Yu-Gi-Oh movie was at the very least more easy to enjoy than this.
Oh, look, guys, it's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and...
Is this meant to complement the film's 3D showings?
Probably.
What danger does that ghost possess, aside from, I guess, just comedically...
Suffocating them, I guess.
Was it suffocating them?
And
or
it
was
exploded.
Oh, Erin came back. Weird. Was she supposed to be having a thing where she doubted her role as a Ghostbuster or something?
What's funny?
Oh,
What's funny, Jover? The extended edition apparently added bits to try and explain more about that.
figure.
Well, I haven't seen any of it, and this is the extended edition we're watching, so...
Maybe it wasn't communicated very well.
Okay. Can we at least
So,
get a... Just please, give me a good action scene.
Jova,
Well,
Jova, it's Paul Feig. I don't think he's capable of doing that.
He's done better. Like,
Action scenes? Also, Chris, could you please go back to Asgard? Please?
What?
Oh,
What?
great.
oh, hi,
PS4.
PS4.
PS4. Finally, something from Sony's more competent divisions.
And then every military policeman in New York danced and was controlled by the evil villain who wants to bring about the apocalypse. Somebody got paid to write that in the script, people.
The PS4
Two
is
people,
meant to
actually.
show the audience what they should be doing.
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah.
not.
What was even
Yeah.
the point of that?
Because
Yeah,
it's funny.
To the overlords at Sony, your film division kind of draining your resources.
Like, okay, look. The way to make that funny is simple. Have it be part of his character. Only, no, this guy has supposedly been an outcast who wants to bring
Blu-rays.
about the apocalypse, so why all of a sudden does he want them to dance? Is it because he relishes the control? Well, oh, hi, M&M's.
And also, how Sony even had a big logo in the background. Boris Karloff, eh?
Coca-Cola.
Which is
Well,
funny
okay,
because
okay.
remember, Coca-Cola used to own Columbia Pictures.
Okay, to be fair, this is technically New York City, so I guess if ever you're gonna show advertisements, this is a fair place to.
Yeah, I mean, the Spider-Man films did this too, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
More specifically, the first Raimi one and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, hey, it's you!
They were the ones that featured Times Square prominently.
Get it? Because it's a pilgrim or Puritan.
6.
Oops.
Yeah, your grenades are really...
Oh, here you are.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think they must have been running low on the CGI budget because of the slight budget cuts they had.
Question, Shiroi.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with Kristen Wiig's modern Lola Bunny characterization?
No, I'm not.
I'll have to show you after this so you can see that Kristen Wiig is actually capable of being funny when given a good script.
Okay.
Or from what you're telling me about that show, the good parts of a script.
Basically, Dwebs, like Doug himself said in his video about it, anything involving Lola, it's a must-watch.
What he referenced? He talked about that show?
Yes, he made like is the show is the show good, or like is something like one of those is this show good whatever thing.
His verdict was that as its own era of Looney Tunes, it's good. You might not like it, but at first it's harmless. I do like the show, but I will not be surprised if people don't like it. And I'm weird.
My only real problem with that show
Oh my
is
god, a remix of the theme, that sounds
300
good.
shot.
See, it's like I said. It's like
honestly, too, I didn't even like 300. So.
Yes.
It's like what I said earlier about that other orchestral remix. You should have just let Theodore Shapiro just do the remixes himself rather than bringing in shittier ones.
Yeah.
And I will admit, that one scene with the guns was actually cool. Again, that is one thing I would have liked to have seen in Ghostbusters 3, the new gadgets. They're dead already.
You see, Shiroi, if I talk in this incredibly annoying tone, that means I'm quirky and funny. You see? This is how comedy works. We talk in these goofy, high-pitched voices. See?
I gotta say, I really feel sorry for these actresses. Like, they were damned if they do, damned if they're frozen. Poor Liz.
But,
Okay.
I'm trying to imagine one of the extras standing in the background trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Slimer found him. Slimer has a wife. That's actually funny.
Not really. That's
sorry.
that's such a cliche cartoon joke to make. That
Anyway,
honestly,
though,
Yeah.
you know, I gotta say, if I feel sorry for anyone, I feel the most sorry for these actresses. Like, okay, you're the lead actresses in a Ghostbusters movie. That should be like, a dream. Only you're stuck in the middle of all this controversy, legitimate or otherwise. Now, it's one thing with that, but then your director starts to... You did a pratfall joke! Quit interrupting me with stereotypical, tired, dried-out pratfall jokes, you stupid movie!
Continue, Trevor.
Okay, look. I gotta feel sorry for the actresses. I mean... Oh, isn't that cute? It played the beginning notes of the
They're trying to do the thing, but... Yeah, actually, I would have loved to have heard what Shapiro's take on a piano version of the thing would have been like, but I guess not.
Also, they're
Anyway.
good actresses and they're stuck with shit and they're getting shit for it and they don't deserve the shit.
Well, apparently they too did the whole responses about, the people who don't like this movie are sexist jerks, so...
yeah.
Did they say that though?
Paul
At least
Feig.
Melissa McCarthy did.
Sure. Not just that. Not just Melissa McCarthy does. Paul Feig himself lashed out.
The actresses. I'm talking about the actresses. Did any of them?
Melissa, the fat one, Melissa McCarthy.
If I can
Right.
give her some credit, at the least she did it with more class in a sense where, okay, the way she handled it wasn't the best, but at least you could get that she wasn't actively trying to insult anyone who said a bad thing about it. She was talking more so about the people who took it too far, as opposed to Paul Feig.
Also, did you notice how I referred to Melissa McCarthy as the fat one? I'm such a sexist, monstrous pig.
Macroaggression.
What the heck?
Oh, Shiri,
Microaggression.
Shiri, we're about to get pure fan service just for the sake of it. Just watch.
Oops. But yeah, I feel sorry for these actresses and like, okay, imagine that you finally have gotten to be leads of a Ghostbuster movie. You're stuck in the middle of all this controversy, and then sadly your director makes things worse.
It's not even just that, Jova. Sorry, go ahead.
I get that Paul Feig meant well, but he handled it in quite possibly the worst way ever, to the point where he added in a scene to try and call out the critics, and it was a lazy one too. I mean, no matter what these four said or did, at best all they could do was just act. And I'll be quite honest, the script they're given does not use them well at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go on, Pedro.
It's not even just that, Joe. Remember, Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig have worked with Paul Feig plenty of times. So at this point, it's kind of like a Scorsese DiCaprio thing where.
There we go.
Now,
And now they are fighting...
The ghost in the logo.
Who has a bow tie now for some reason.
don't you see, Joe? He wants to do it in style.
That little
Honestly, I
bit
think
of-
the best thing in this movie's been the score.
And that, I kind of like that small animation bit when he was animated like that. That was actually kind of cute. Run! Let's abandon these people who are knocked out and hope that he doesn't accidentally step on them.
Accidentally. I'm pretty sure he'll be deliberate, so...
Wow.
Oh no! The poor CGI's wrecking the
Okay, so what about all the people in that building?
Sorry, Jova, but we look out for number one. That means us.
No, don't you see, Pedro? We have been evacuated.
Don't need to worry, sir. Order has been issued yesterday, and everybody has been evacuated to the safe zone, whatever the hell the safe zone even is.
What are you referencing, Pedro?
Shadow the Hedgehog. Basically, there's that scene at the end of the Pure Dark story where the gun commander saves the president. He's like, "Are you okay, sir?" And remind me, what about the people of Central City? And he literally says, and I quote, "No need to worry, sir. Orders have been issued yesterday, and everybody has been evacuated to the safe zone."
Is that the one where it said Mr. Yuji Naka is all right?
Yes, it's their attempt at. That's another that's another problem with that game. If you're going to go dark and gritty, commit to it.
What, the death of your careers?
I'm constantly scared when I say stuff. That makes me, endearing, I think.
Where did the script go again?
It went to,
It fell in there.
It fell somewhere and they forgot to pick it up.
Also, I love how it says in the background, bonds.
And we're doing the crossing the beams thing without even establishing the crossing the beams thing.
Yeah.
Wow. We're totally not trying to be like the original movie, guys. Hey, villain, weren't you supposed to be trying to cross these four?
Ugh. There's another thing. There's shitty Ghostbusters as well. Like, seriously, most of the time they're just fucking up.
That nuclear thing.
So yeah, Slimer is going directly save the day.
Mm.
I think even the TV series cartoon version of Slimer was better than this.
So, crossing the beams did nothing in this version. Good to know.
There's so much screaming in this film. You could take all the screams and make a song from it.
I introduce you to your nightmares for the next few weeks. Not to mention, Drebs, remember, we killed the villain halfway through the movie, so with the villain, the plot also went with him.
Oh, Shira, get ready for the thing that I mentioned in Fairy Fencer F.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here you go, Shiroi. You were wondering about the villain being defeated by a crotch shot, like tail reference. You're about to see it.
There we go.
There you go.
Female empowerment!
There you go, Shiroi. The villain got defeated by a crotch shot.
Do you feel empowered, Shiroi? Oh, also, Viacom.
I feel nothing, honestly.
In this moment, I am euphoric.
Oh no,
no.
Abby!
Who?
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, I just call. Well, to be fair, I did this for the original too. I just call them by their actors' names. Also, when was the last time a comedy that cost a lot of money to make was profitable?
How much did Ted
Deadpool?
how much? Oh, yeah, Deadpool. There we go.
I mean, to be fair, there have been plenty of cases. Oh, so let me get this straight. Everything goes back to being fixed because the ghosts are gone. That's
Magical.
Also, this is supposed to be what the ghost dimension looks like.
Ted cost 51 million.
The yokai world is far more interesting.
Not just that too. This is the underworld pool from the Hercules Disney movie.
Wow,
I wish I was watching
a lot
that.
more interesting.
they're actually trying to pull a serious moment here.
You know what's up my mind? You'll be dead before you can get to her. That's not a problem, is it?
Guys, the
Can
movie's
we watch
trying.
that movie, please?
Please.
Guys, I know we haven't really had a serious moment, but the movie just tried to be serious there.
I don't. Too little, too late.
Let's just say
And it's
Big Hero 6.
daytime? Wait, how is it daytime? What?
Dwebs, I think we can both. Dwebs, I think we can both agree
Oh my
that.
god, Pedro. Their hair was turning white and they were growing older just like in Hercules.
Like I care. Dwebs, I think we can both agree that scene that just happened. We can both agree that Big Hero 6 did this much better, and we can just move on, right?
Yeah, sure.
Very good. All right.
Why it's daytime again?
And they're old.
Yeah, I mean, what did Paul Feig become Ed Wood?
No, if this was Ed Wood, I would be enjoying myself.
Also, those are clearly wigs. Huh?
It's
So
So they did. So you're right, Pedro. They did rip off the underworld pool from Hercules. You get older when you go in.
I own better cosplay wigs, just saying.
Wait.
Sure,
Okay,
it's-
so they were gone 2 seconds.
Shiro, stop being sexist.
But I'm a woman!
No, but
Microaggression.
but don't you see, Shiro? It doesn't work because you swing for the other team, so it technically counts.
That's a new one.
Hey!
you're
It's
traitor to your gender, Shiro.
hey! Shiro! It's
Yes.
still a better joke than the ones in this movie.
Yes, it is. Well, he was definitely doing something more interesting than what they were doing.
You see, while that was going on, I was shooting Tron Ragnarok. For Ragnarok.
So, what sandwich did you have?
It was
BLT.
Ugh, tomatoes are gross.
Well, tomatoes are the only salad-y thing I'll eat, well, other than cucumber.
They're the only salad thing I won't eat.
How do you even?
who's throwing him that stuff?
Probably
The
one of the
director.
soldiers.
So,
Also Fox News.
Of course.
so
Yeah.
we're completely gonna ignore the fact that 2 of our protagonists again with that lowercase stuff. Come on.
And
let's-
yes,
let's
we're
go.
denying all of these again.
I mean, okay, the lowercase stuff is stupid on its own, but the thing is, they lowercased pretty much every letter. Like, at least capitalize the beginning of each word. You know, it is it is a headline. Come on.
Also, never mind the fact that 2 of our protagonists have been, aged by being in there.
That's okay, Joe. But
now
now
they're young
now they're suddenly young again, because potatoes.
I wonder where that phrase originated from.
It's a variation on the nostalgia critic
wait.
joke of. Okay, hold on.
Garfield.
Get it? Because Bill Murray was in this movie.
So they had to dye their hair so that it
Oh,
doesn't-
there you go. Whatever.
So they're still older, and I guess that's just a thing now.
Even though they don't even look any older. But anyway, basically, there's one of the best jokes in the Nostalgia Critics review of Chairman of the Board is when they're all dressed like NASCAR mannequins for some reason.
Going on.
Yeah, kind of. It's a Champions League game, I think. Anyway, the point. Anyway, the point is, what?
We
It's
just
more
got
interesting to
distracted by a
think about.
soccer game going on in the background.
Anyway, Dwebs, one of the best jokes in the Chairman of the Board review of the Nostalgia Critic is, for some reason, all of the characters in the car are dressed like NASCAR mannequins, and Doug even says, "Why are they all dressed like NASCAR mannequins, you ask?" And then he goes, "Cheese," and then he shows a picture of an actual piece of cheese and goes, "No, there you go." So the potatoes is kind of a variation on that kind of joke.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. And aside from the picture of cheese, it also says right there in the bottom, it's as good as any other answer.
Yeah, yes. Now they're back at the fire department.
Because now they can afford it.
Because
there's a
fan
system
service.
full of
Because that's how it was in the original movie, Dwebs. So yeah.
Oh wait,
Oh,
we're about to meet the uncle.
Yeah, last time for a cameo.
I think I see where this is going. Yeah, their uncle's Ernie Hudson.
Hi, Ernie.
Hey, Ernie.
Hey, at least he's got Transformers Prime.
Well, actually,
Well, it's
wasn't the
over
show
now, so-
wasn't the show already over by this point?
Yeah, it was over by this point.
Yeah.
And remember, the other the other movie was in this year was God's Not Dead too.
I think he's in good things, though, is basically my point.
And that's it.
And the movie doesn't even end; it just stops.
Stops.
Wow,
also-
that is 2 hours I want back.
Also, let me see. What was I gonna say?
Oh, right.
We still
those
got some
movies.
more.
Bloopers or something.
No, I don't think it's blue. I think it's after.
I think it's like extra scenes.
Oh, so
Yeah.
aren't they playing the actual theme song right now?
Yes, they are.
Just to rub it in a little bit more.
Guys, her order. They still got it wrong. And now they gave it more. By the way, there's going to be another scene where they hint at a sequel.
Holy shit! It's her. I never
Wait,
knew.
Dan Aykroyd was the executive producer?
Congratulations.
Hey, Teo. What thing? Have you guys seen what Veggie tweeted?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Basically, Jova, it's Kate Higgins who sings "Jump Up Superstar."
Oh.
Yeah, I had heard that rumor.
Yeah. Well, she's a singer too, and a pianist.
Oh, I'm aware of. I love Kate Higgins.
I
so
didn't
it's-
know that.
Yeah.
And that song kicks ass, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the 1984 film Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Wait.
right, so-
Yeah, written by...
And by based we mean
Rosalind.
by based we mean we're going to literally open up your Blu-ray cases and shit on them.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, this sounds like a revamping of the original theme. But it's still good.
Whatever, I don't care.
It doesn't sound that bad. I mean, it's better than the remix from the trailer.
It's better than the one we heard earlier.
But though honestly, the best version, if it's not the original, the best versions we heard that we've heard in this movie are the ones done by Theodore Shapiro's orchestra. So yeah, that was Ghostbusters.
We
I
still
guess.
have some after credit scenes.
Brilliant.
Well, not.
Yeah, so we gotta keep watching.
Yay. Oh, finally with the containment unit.
During the credits.
Oh, wait, here it comes.
Oh, there's Sigourney Weaver.
Because Avatar wasn't bad enough.
As in Last Airbender, or
No, the shitty
the 3 hour.
the free out the free. Okay, let's just this as Trey and Matt said it. Dances with Smurfs. There you go.
Here we go.
Why?
Behold, the box office. How we wish the box office was.
Aww, now people love Ghostbusters.
Too bad I hate them.
Too bad that didn't reflect reality.
Well, these
But I don't
ones.
At least they didn't do what the Gem movie did.
Shira, this is the scene where you're supposed to feel heartwarmed.
Yeah, I mean, and how I'll give one thing.
Does heartburn count?
Does what? Sorry.
Just what?
Does heartburn count?
Psh, I guess.
I mean, I'll give this movie one thing over Gem and the Holograms. At least there was actual ghost busting here.
As opposed to
Gem and the Holograms didn't have any of the actual proper stuff that we expected.
Not to mention that Gem and the Holograms literally had a scene where fans talked about why they loved the original Gem, and then they used those scenes to make it look like they were talking about the Gem in the movie.
Wow, so Sony actually had the moral high ground over another movie.
Yep.
All right. All right.
By the way,
Actually, I think Shira should go first.
One more thing. Earlier there was a cliffhanger for a sequel where basically Patty was listening to a recording of a ghost encounter, and she asked the others if they have heard of Zool.
Great.
According to the tie-in game, though, they spent the time after this movie to work for the government in Washington.
Is there an after credit scene?
Someone
I'm
check.
I'm gonna check.
yeah, you do, Joe.
In the meantime, Shiroi, why don't you talk about how empowering this movie is?
No.
Go on, Shiroi, go on.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. But okay. Seriously, a lot of people claimed that this movie was downright atrocious, but honestly, like Pedro's reaction to Death Note yesterday, this was just completely boring, and most, if not all, the jokes, aside from one that I can't even remember because it's buried in all this shit, didn't really land that well at all. The music was fine. This didn't really need to be 2 hours. You could have cut out like a half an hour of this. You didn't need an extended cut. I'm not sure what.
It's not just that,
I'm not
sure.
sure what.
If you remove everything that's superfluous, the movie would be like 10 minutes long.
Or at least, half an hour, 45 minutes maybe, like give or take. But yeah, this was just boring. And
when it's not being agenda driven.
So,
yeah, this kind of has the friendship is magic problem, where pretty much all the men are morons. But the thing is, the women, like I've said a few times, weren't that great either. Everyone was. I don't care about anyone. I mean, I don't really hate anyone. But meh, they're one-dimensional archetypes of people. They're not like grouped together. They could make one or two people, but as they stand, they're all completely bland as all hell. And well, that fits the movie really. And yeah, that's all I have to say. This was meh.
Also, guys, I found out that yes, there is a post-credit scene.
Great.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
That's exactly what we need.
Who's next?
I'm gonna go next because I will be extremely short. Fuck this movie. It didn't even deserve to be matter. I don't want to care about it at all, regardless of gender, politics, or whatever the fuck it means. It's just not Ghostbuster. Fuck you.
This isn't Ghostbusters. This is just pathetic.
It's like when Atari, the Infogrames became the new Atari. But go ahead, Waves. I'm done. Please.
Yeah, it's just really boring, honestly. I mean, I'm not angry or anything. It's just there. It's something I'll forget about in a minute. What were we doing again? See? Okay, seriously though, it's again the best part of this is the music, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm sorry I can't be any more elaborate than that. It's just, well, it's this movie hasn't really given me a whole lot to work. Yeah, this movie didn't really give me a whole lot to work with. So overall, meh.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next then.
Go ahead.
Sure, I guess.
For as much as I rant about this movie... Oh, yes, Whips?
No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying it. I was just coughing.
Yeah. For as much as I ranted about this movie during this commentary, those are mainly just stupid things in how it tries to be a copy of the original at the wrong moments. And you know what? Okay, trying to take inspiration from your roots while also trying to do something different, that's fine. It's okay. Actually, I wouldn't mind that. The problem is that it really contradicts what they said they were setting to go out with this movie, which they couldn't seem to make their mind up about from the get-go even. Like, this movie cannot seem to decide if it wants to be a sequel, if it wants to be an alternate reality, or if it wants to be a complete reboot or something. And the cameos do not help, especially with the fact that Dan Aykroyd's character actually does know the sciencey ghost terms, so what the heck? But yeah, I mean, honestly, outside the controversy, this movie has really nothing going for it. Like, even with the, honestly, it's not even so much that this movie is sexist or has that agenda, because it does have the agenda, but even with that agenda, it doesn't really stand out much. The only thing that really, I guess, keeps your attention is how lame the jokes are, and that's not a good thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, honestly, I guess the worst thing about this is that the comedy sucked because it's Ghostbusters. We expect some comedy with a side of horror. And yeah, this movie really falls on its face when it's trying to be horror over comedy. Oh, hi, Theme. You sound good.
Again, there's some renditions of the theme that actually don't sound all that bad. It's just the ones that aren't that really stick out.
For Harold Ramis.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate this.
Be moved.
Sure. Do you feel moved?
This is remember.
Do you like if I move just a single finger?
Well, remember, Joba, Sony doesn't know how to make movies, so they have to tell you when you're supposed to feel something.
Okay, here comes the post-credits scene.
Where's Nick Fury?
No, please keep these bitches out of the Avengers.
Ha! The Nutcracker because it crushes the ghost. Funny. No, it's not funny.
Great.
Ooh, I can't wait to see what happens after that.
Too bad, the movie bombed, so there will be no sequel. Bye.
Honestly, like, even though that post-credit sequence is there, I mean, how many people actually stayed to see it anyway?
I wouldn't have. I mean, honestly, up till now, I literally didn't know this had a post-credit scene.
See?
Yeah.
Nobody cared, so they probably didn't know about the sequel bit in the first place.
And that's the real problem to cap off with this movie, is like, well, when you get to the end of it, people hated this movie. That was the most attention it got. Yet when we saw it, there wasn't even really that much outrage. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was obviously some bouts of people definitely mad at stuff, and yes, people call that stuff like every man being evil, them hitting the guy in the dick, but really, it didn't even last long as a controversial piece. Like, it's by no means harmless or anything. Because now I fear that this will make Sony just forget about the Ghostbusters brand as in a whole, but really,
actually, I wouldn't be such a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
It would be a shame, though, if this is what kills off the Ghostbusters in general. Like, I would at least like to see some other things come out of that franchise. Doesn't have to be a movie.
The problem is that this franchise...
Well, there's that animated movie.
That's the problem, though, Dwibs.
Sony Pictures Animation, Dwibs, so...
Yeah. It's like, well, Sony were heavily on this being a franchise where they literally had an entire universe planned for this. It's sort of like how the Gem movie was supposed to be in the same continuity as a G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, and Transformers films.
Remember, Dwibs, this is Sony Pictures Animation. The animation studio that only has like one good movie and that's it.
And they're kind of like Activision. When something doesn't go their way, you have to die.
Hell, and even their one good movie, they shit on it with a shitty sequel. So...
Yeah. Basically, I think what just saddens me about this is like, well, I really fear that this may be what kills Ghostbusters for at least a decade or half of a decade. It's just a sad, sad thing. It could have been good. Had a good director, great actresses, but it got wasted on being an agenda-ridden film. And, okay, even if it wasn't an agenda-ridden film, then it was a film wasted. Because, seriously, whether or not the agenda in real life was involved, it's still mainly about 4 women just trying to rise above the town practically hating them or deeming them as frauds, which wastes so much of this film's plot. That wasn't what the original Ghostbusters was all centered around. It was an aspect, but they remembered that, hey, we want to see them go busting ghosts. Here, we only really see them busting ghosts en masse during the final conflict, which sucks. It's just a waste at the end. And those are my thoughts. The music was good. And there were some funny scenes, but even the funny stuff got dragged out too badly. It's just a sad mess. Pedro, your turn.
The only thing I have to add is that I genuinely think that this movie is sexist to men. And if you ask me, that is just as bad as what this movie is trying to portray. So if you're
racism,
well, yeah, The point is, this movie is sexist to me, and I hate it because of it, and not the fact that it's such a shitty movie that doesn't even try. This movie has, like I've said and forgot the commentary, this movie has no grasp on how comedy works. Like, at all. Like I've explained to Dwibs, forgot the commentary. You need contrast for comedy to work, and if everybody in your movie is acting the same way, there's no way for the audience to connect with the comedy, because there's no one they can relate to. So yeah, like, again, like I said, it's the same problem with Drop Dead Fred. The idea behind Drop Dead Fred is that insanity meets normalcy, not insanity meets more insanity. That's why Drop Dead Fred sucked. Anyway, yeah, this movie sucked. Move on. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Except nobody's getting disintegrated here.
All right.
Well, we came, we saw, we conquered. At the end of the day, this movie tried, but it just flew.
No.
No, it didn't even come close to the sun. It petered out.
The composer tried, but that's about it.
The composer was the only one who was trying.
The actresses tried. Dear Lord, did they try, but... Well, when you're given lines like... anything from this movie...
Yeah, we know, Jova. Let's just finish this. This movie doesn't deserve our time anyway, so let's just end this. See if for, I guess, the proper Ghostbusters movie, since we haven't done those.
When we get to them. See ya.
See ya.